live on YouTube. And let's see, is Twitch working? It says I'm live, but it says I'm offline. There we go. All right, everything should be working. So yesterday, or last night, we were trying to get animations working, and I kept running into segfault when looking at the asset. Um, when I'm trying to like pull the accessors and samplers and whatever else from here. And so I'm pretty sure this is happening. Yeah. Um, because I think this asset actually so FastGLTF is really not clear on the lifetime of this. Um, because like it's giving me a pointer here, like when I'm actually like trying to use the asset. Like so I thought I would like have to manually free it later, but like this caused a seg fault when I tried to do it. And so I'm pretty sure what's happening is when the asset actually get back from here, this is like the type for this, it's like expected something something. It's some yeah, it's just like some error wrapper type. But when that goes out of scope, then it is calling delete or something like that, and then this asset's going out of scope, and then so the asset doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, and so what I need to do is pull the data for all the animations out of the uh, uh, pull the animation data out of the asset before the constructor finishes. So I'm going to leave a note here. Note asset goes out of asset and asset go are is it deleted, unallocated, deallocated once the constructor returns. Okay, get rid of that. So what I need to do here is basically when I'm so I want to store the animation on the node. And so, yeah, and I'd rather not have to like iterate through all the animations for every node. I'd rather just like register an animation with the node. Okay, and so if I process this after the nodes, then I should be able to do that because, yeah, I can just do nodes with this. So, yeah, and I'll have to break apart some of this stuff, right? So this is like update animations. And so I'm going to need to pull some of this stuff out and call it model, like load animations or something. So let's just replace this. So model load animations. And then I think most of this stuff is going to go away. Yeah. But I do need this load accessor. I need all this channel node stuff. I don't need this. And actually, maybe what's better is first I go into model. Yeah, I go into node. And so I want to make animation. Yeah. And, Or is that? Well, okay, I already have translation outputs like this. Yeah, like I'm already doing this here. Yeah, I don't need anything special. Yeah, right. I do need to put times in there. So let's say our vector of floats, call this animation times. Actually, I'll put this down here. And now we're going to call this node animation times. So basically, I just want to load these. I don't want to do any of this stuff. Yeah, none of this stuff. None of this. Interpolation. Yeah. Leave that alone. Yeah, and so if it's animation is that, and then get rid of these lines. And then I don't need these if statements anymore because there's only one animation per only one animation per node. The spec guarantees that. I'd rather have like a cleaner code than try to like do every check I can possibly think of. So where is that? Yeah, I just want to confirm that there should be something in here about like only a node can only have one animation. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. Within one animation, each target must not be used more than once. Okay. Within one animation. So how would I even do like multiple animations? I'm not even sure. Yeah, this prevents potential ambiguities when one target is affected by two or more overlapping samplers. Yeah, overlapping samplers. So maybe I need to like combine animations if I have multiple. Um, hmm. Yeah, it's a little weird. You know what? I'm going to say if node has animation, then I'm just going to warning node ID channel node index value has multiple animations on file path. There we go. I'm just going to warn if it has multiple animations. I can go and fix that later. So, yeah, go over all the animations, get the node. Node has animations. Sampler. Yeah, that's fine. Sampler is just for loading the data. And then I load this stuff into, load all this into the node. Load the accessor. Yeah, no, I can get rid of that. Yep, convert all that. Put that in, unsupport a path. Okay. So this looks good. And then I want to use all this stuff here. So I'm not going to do that anymore. Yeah, node animation times. This should be underscore animation times. There we go. That's already been set. I don't need the sampler. I don't think. Channel path. Node animation translation. Right. So this already exists. Sampler interpolation. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that because yeah, I might need the sampler later on because if I want to have like non-lerp but do step or cubic spline, but for the moment I'm gonna just get rid of that entirely. So this is already loaded, so I don't need this, and that's loaded. Okay. Actually, I will leave sampler and it'll just get optimized out, but I'll leave this in here. Yeah, I guess we'll just move the check down here. Or, because this is going to run like every frame. I don't want to run that every frame. Okay. I want to print every frame. Yeah, I'll leave the check up here. And then I'll say to do like sampler dot, yeah, interpolation, right? So really, it should just be like dot interpolation, animation, interpolation. There we go. Interpolation to do support non-lerp interpolation. Just comment that out. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, one line. Good. So, yeah, so that all looks good, except, okay, yeah. So now update animations. So instead of doing like channel node index like this, okay, so then maybe, well, I mean, I can do it like this. No, right? Because I don't have access to asset anymore, right? So this can't do anything with asset. So animation channel. Right. So what I kind of want to do is something else. I want to say node pointer node in nodes, and I could probably do some of like animated nodes specifically, but if node does not work, no viable conversion from optional node pointer auto just whatever this should be reference node value has animation. Then I want to process it, and so I need to keep track of the different animation paths. So yeah, and I guess I want to do these all at once, right? Let's say animation translation equals animation outputs, rotation outputs, scale outputs, right? So I guess I should just keep track if it has a translation, or if it has a rotation, or if it has a scale. That's probably better. Yeah. So all this stuff happens. Yeah, all this stuff happens per node. That's fine. Actually, let me just say node optional, and then say node pointer node equals node up value node pointer difference something. There we go. Right, and so I got the node. So I can get rid of this stuff basically. And then I can just move this. Yeah, move this in here. Do I need to get rid of one more of these? Okay. Yeah, so if node has animation, and so actually, yeah, I'd rather just do animated nodes. Yeah, that's fine. So let's say, well, I mean, this is a good way to keep track of this stuff here. Yeah, if node has animation, yeah, then I can say otherwise, take animated nodes dot push back node, and then in model, so no, this stuff's at the bottom, and this is a vector of node pointers called animated nodes. There we go. That should work. Yeah, there's animated nodes. And then, and so here on update animations, I just want to go for node pointer reference node in animated nodes. And all the nodes have an animation, so I don't even need that. There we go. That's better. So, keyframe time, start, and yeah, I might just get rid of this has animation and do like if animated nodes contains, but this is fine for now. Like it's 4 bytes per node. It's not a big deal. Okay, keyframe time. Yeah, so go over the node, get the current keyframe time, then calculate the time between the keyframes. Yep. Here's the interpolation time. Okay. And then to do support non-lerp. And then, okay. So now it's not going to be like if channel path this thing, right? I want to say like if the node has a translation animation, then set its animation translation. And then otherwise, if it doesn't have anything, since I am like using that to build the TRS matrix, but I have these set by default. So if it doesn't have anything, it's fine. Yeah. So there's has animation, and now there's has translation animation is false. And maybe there's a better way to do this, but this is simple. Just a little verbose. So now, instead of that, I want to say if node has animation translation. And I mean, I could try to say like if, no, not if it's not default, because that won't work on the first one. Has rotation animation. Else if scale, then that's node has scale animation. There we go. That should work. Then I just need to clean up this function. Yeah, so go over all the animations and then get all the nodes. If the node doesn't already have an animation, or if I haven't already looked at this node, right, then push it back in the animated nodes just so it's all only in there once. And yeah, this could probably be like a set or something, whatever. This is fine. Yes, there's a sampler. Say, hey, unsupported sampler interpolation. If it's not linear, load keyframes from the asset. Yep, load that into the model, and then translation outputs. And then I want to say node has translation animation is true. Has rotation animation. Oh, they're just some numbers. Yeah, that's just. Or okay. Twitch just being slow. It says you're not in chat, but you are in chat. Whatever. Yeah, they're just some numbers. Yeah, something like that. Has scale animation. So now, yeah, translation, rotation, scale. Yeah, has, okay. So then this should work for the most part. Now I need, yeah, so there's load animations, model load, and then there's model update. And so model load, this just needs to get called in the constructor. So this can just go down here. I'll put it right here. Load animations. Out of line definition. Okay, there we go. And then, yeah, this needs, I need to load the animations after the nodes exist because, yeah, asset animation size has animations true. Yep. And then let's load animations, and then just put a note here. Note, this must happen after scene is created because it needs the nodes Here we go. Okay, let's see what this does now. It's taking a while to load. It's still sec faulted. And store, okay. So I'm seg faulting on matrix multiplication. I probably forgot to align something. Yeah. So it failed on node animate. So it actually loaded the animations this time, so that's good. So model line 512. Yeah, so this fast mat formal, this uses this is using AVX instructions, and so everything has to be aligned. And so I probably just didn't align something, right? So animated transform, but that's where it's storing it. But yeah, okay, so it's saying it failed on store 256. So I think I just need to do align as 32 or something. Align as 32. See what that does. And everything else should be aligned. Yeah, there we go. That's all working. So do we have, hey, there we go. It's working. We have a spinning triangle. And it's still running at like 500, 600 FPS. So at least processing this animation isn't terrible. Sweet. Is it taking like 1 second to do a full revolution? It looks a little fast, to be honest. Let me try to time this. Stopwatch. Okay. I got 0.87 on the stopwatch. So maybe it is taking about a second. I'm just bad at. Yeah. I don't know. 0.93. Yeah, okay. I'm going to assume that it actually is taking a second. It just looks a little fast. Okay. So that's great. I have like basic animations working. All right. Right. I want to get rid of this. Rebuild. I don't have to rebuild everything. Yeah, and so I'm hoping I did do all the animation stuff right. I probably need a more complex animation model to test. Because I think I'm doing all this like parent-child animation stuff right. I'm just not certain about it. I'd like to have a better test. Let me see if I can find like a more complex animation. GLTF sample animated model. Now, where's this one? So model. So I don't know if this has. Oh yeah, here we go. Animated cube, animated triangle, animated morph cube. I'm not doing morph animations yet. Animated cube. Okay, but this just spins. This is still like simple. I want like parent-child animations. Box animated. Oh, here we go. This is something. Yeah. Well. Okay. It's at least some kind of test. This model features single animation with a pair of channels that have different lengths. Rotation finishes its work before translation is done. However, the channels are not permitted to get out of sync. Shorter channel may not loop and begin repeating until all the channels within that animation have finished playing. Huh. I don't think I'm accounting for this. Client runtimes must ensure that a single input time is given to all the channels. Yep. This model will reveal such an issue on subsequent bounces. In affected runtimes, the box will begin rotating before it has moved to the top position. Collide with the blue box. You see this, please file an issue with the affected runtimes issue tracker. Well, I am the issue tracker, so. Yeah, but I don't know. The shorter channel may not loop and begin repeating until all the channels within that animation have finished playing. Is this in the GLTF spec? I mean, I would assume it is because this is the official sample assets. Then one animation. Shorter channel may not loop. So it says like the shorter channel, yeah, may not loop. So it seems like the time, yeah, like it seems like it'll have one animation that goes to like 0.5 and then another animation that goes to 1. So I don't know if I'd like to see where in the GLTF spec it actually says something about that. Non-linear time inputs, no. That's not it. Early sampler input is at t equals 10. Implementation must begin. If the earlier sampler input for an animation is at t equals 10, a client implementation must begin playback of that animation channel at t equals 0 with output clamped to the first available output value. Okay. I think that's not what I'm talking about here. Anyway, let's just try its model and see what happens. Download GLB. Yeah, I'm also loading it from a GLB file, so let's see how that works. Yeah, so let's move downloads box animated to assets GLTF, and then let's spawn this box. So here's all this animation stuff here. Let's say instead of simple animation, let's call this what's this? Box animated. Box, no, that screwed that up. Try this again. Box. Oh, why can't I? Yeah, box animated. Okay. And then this should be box animated GLB. Why am I'm like lagging a lot when I'm typing. What's going on? Not sure. Anyway. Yeah, let's not put you at 222. That's at -2. Let me just move this like way further up on the Y. I'll put you at like 10 on the Y. Okay, let's build this. Run it. Oh, that was weird. Oh. Okay, well this is definitely broken. Yeah. Oh, there's this one. This is all the way down here. Huh. So that's definitely not right. I'm animating the wrong thing, and the positions are way off. I think this is where it's supposed to be, yeah. But then this one is getting animated, and it's not where it's supposed to be. Yeah. That's very broken. Look at this file. Translation, these are both linear. Node 2, node 0. Smaller box rises up out of a larger hollow and flips over and sinks back down. But these are pointing to different nodes. Right, node 2, node 0. So node 2 is what gets the rotation, and node 0 is what gets the translation. Okay. Um, so what's this? Nodes. Here's node 0. This is node 1, and here's node 2. Okay. Here's mesh 1, and this doesn't have a mesh? No, no, no. This is mesh 0. Okay, I see. Yeah, so this should be the box down here. Is node 3. Yeah, and then this like rotation. These nodes, this is for like since the spec says you can only animate like one node at a time. It's just like animating the parent. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Because you want it to move up and then you want it to rotate and then move back down. Except everything's completely broken. Yeah, I'm animating the wrong node and it's not rotating. And I wonder if this worked in the old engine. I want to try that out. So let me go ahead and commit this. Yep. Yeah, actually, let me make sure if I run this. Look here. Yeah, so that's still working. Okay. And it looks like they're both at 0, 0, 0. So something's very wrong with this. Anyway, let's just go here and say simple animated triangle. And now I want to switch to this branch. And do I still have... No, I don't have it. Okay. I'll just re-download it. That's fine. File moved or missing. Yeah. Just re-download it. Move. Yep. And then let's build this. So this is the old engine. Oh, and I need to draw it. How do I draw things again? Or no, I think it should get drawn automatically, right? Because I'm like reading the directory. This is just if I want to set the position, which I will do. If file path is base directory plus box animated, let's just set, yes, that's like Y5. So I'm going to set like Y-10 or something. There. Wait for this to finish. No, what's going on? The file already exists. Yeah, I know. Just save it. There we go. Okay, let's try running this. Or, I still need to rebuild it. Okay. Okay, this is kind of working. Let me actually build it so it goes in the right spot. Here we go. Let me see how this looks. Yeah, so like this chessboard, I think it looks a little better on this. Maybe it's the lighting or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, so this is the old engine right now. But I do think this chessboard looks better than on the new engine. Like I have like an actual light reflection here. And maybe the pieces look a little better. So I might be doing something wrong with the lighting code, the fragment shader or whatever. But anyway, that's not what I'm dealing with right now. Yeah, so I'm trying to look at this. So I'm not even doing the rotation animation, but I am setting the position correctly, and I am moving the right piece. So that's something. Okay. Yeah, the rotation animation isn't working. Let me go ahead and commit add objects, add that, commit this to the old engine, and call this box animated GLB. Okay, and then let's just switch back to rewrite. There we go. So, not this one. So how am I animating the wrong node? That's what's more confusing. I get if there's some weird thing about the parent-child. Like I'm giving the wrong translation. And also it's not setting the position right. So node animate. Hold on, yeah. Yeah, I am running update animations, definitely. Where is this? Yes, I'm doing model refresh animations with fixed time, and then refresh invalid objects, and then refresh animated objects. So model manager refresh animations. It just says model, yeah, for model and models, model update animations. And then I go to model, and this is the update animations. Okay, which goes over all the animated nodes. And then, yeah, actually sets the nodes animation, translation, rotation, scale. And then when I go and I refresh animated objects, the object manager. So I say refresh animated objects, object, yeah, for object and animated objects, refresh the animations. So I go here, refresh animations, which is just model animate with instances. So that seems fine. Yeah, no warnings or anything there. So model animate. So yeah, this has already been updated. And oh yeah, so here's model animate. Yeah, so I want to start with this being 1.0. And I feel like this should actually be aligned because I'm using, yeah, I'm using it here. So I think that should be aligned anyway. It's just like maybe for some reason I'm not getting a seg fault. Yeah, and it's a const reference. So yeah, so I can put it up here since it's a const reference. Minus 32 GLMF4 1.0F identity, something like that. Yeah. Emacs is kind of lagging right now. Might restart it. Let me see. Like something using up all the. Yeah, I'm using 25 gigs of RAM for Clang. If I just do like LSP restart, Clang is exited. Okay, now I'm using 13 gigs of RAM. Okay, yeah, but that's mostly Firefox. That's fine. Yeah, so Clang is exited. Okay, Emacs is just completely frozen now. Anyway, try running this. So yeah, I'm still animating the wrong thing. Yeah, and you're still, so this is in like the right position, I think, right? Because I wanted to put it at like -210 or something, or -10. So that's something. So maybe first what I should actually try doing is putting this simple triangle in the right position. That seems like the easiest thing to fix. Because this is at like 0, 0, 0 right now, and it should not be there. Let's see, is this, okay, this is working now. All right. I am setting the position, right? Simple animation. Yeah, so it should be at 2, 2, 2. And let me, not 2, 10, 2. Let me put this like next to the box. So it should be 2, 210 4 something. And eventually I am going to put GUI in here, and then I can just move stuff around. And also I could like put this in a, I could probably right now put all this stuff into a JSON file. And so I could just load it at runtime. And I don't have to recompile when I want to change things around or load different models. That would be good. For the moment, this is good enough. So I look over here. Okay, yeah, so the triangle is still up here, but it should be like way down here. Okay. And also, I want to rotate it like 180 degrees. So, because it's only one-sided, and so it disappears when you're looking from that direction, but let's get the position working first and then get the rotation working. So, I would assume it's got something to do with processing the animation that's breaking it. So let me just not refresh animated objects. Right, so that shouldn't, so yeah, I'll still update the animation values themselves, but I won't do anything with it. So that's fine. And so does this put it in the right spot? Yes. Yeah, so this puts everything in the right spot. It just isn't animated. Okay. So everything else is working fine. It's just this model animate is very broken. So let's see, fast TRS matrix, translation, rotation, scale, animation matrix. Yeah. This should work fine because this is what I'm using for everything else. So I don't think this is the problem. Right, because if I look in object, where am I doing this? Model, right instance data, maybe it's in model. I don't know. It's somewhere I'm doing that. Fast TRS. Yeah, right here. Yeah, so get translation, quaternion for rotation, scale for that, and store it into the transform. Yep. So that works fine. Yeah. Fast TRS. Where else? Yeah, down here. So I know this works. And then fast mat formal. So I'm taking the parent animation matrix and I'm multiplying it by the current animation. Oh, wait a second. Am I resetting? No, yeah, I am resetting it, right? I'm resetting it every frame with the new animation matrix. Okay. And so I'm taking the parent animation matrix and I'm multiplying it by, or I'm multiplying the parent animation matrix by the child matrix. I'm pretty sure that's the correct order, right? Because like if it gives it identity, right? And then I want to move by, I want to do like identity times this and store it there. Pretty sure it's right. Let's see, how am I doing? Because that's the same way I'm doing like parent child on the regular nodes. Let's add instance. Where's right instance data? Here. Yeah, take parent and then multiply the child. Yep. So that should be good. Too many functions, don't know where I am. Okay. Right. And then I want to multiply the transform. These might be backwards. It could definitely be backwards. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, I see why I'm doing the wrong nodes. I'm saying if has animation. So I have my instances here. And how I'm indexing these is I just have this instance index variable here that I'm incrementing every time I access like one of the primitive instances. But now the thing is, I'm only doing that if it has an animation. So that's not actually right. So I think what I want to do, yeah, otherwise animation matrix equals parent animation matrix. Yeah, but I need to pull this stuff out of that. Right, so I need to Yeah, just do like if has animation, right? And then here, I also need to say if has animation. Yeah, and do that. Otherwise, okay, so this will have to go up here. That's fine. Otherwise, I still need to increment the instance index. So later on, I'm still referencing the right node. So I think that should work to. So now we should see the purple box move and not the blue box move. And now the purple box might be in the wrong spot or something, but I should at least be animating the right node. Hey, yep, there we go. So now the purple box is moving. It's not rotating. But yeah, now the blue box is down there. Okay, so that's a step in the right direction. What did I modify? Yeah, modified that. And that. Sort of. Yeah, modified that. Okay. Count for non-animated nodes when processing model matrices, something like that. Okay. Yeah, that all makes sense. Actually, this can be like plus instance index, whatever. Should get optimized anyway. Yeah, sure. Yeah, is there a better way of doing this? If has animation, figure out the animation matrix. That's basically what this part is. And then actually write it. And if it has an animation, then yeah, write the animated transform. Otherwise, just increase the instance index. But now, hold on. I don't know if this is exactly what I want to do, because so if the node doesn't have an animation, then I'm not going to write anything to it. But that doesn't seem right. Because like if the node doesn't have an animation, but its parent has an animation, then I want it to be animated with the parent. So this isn't quite right. So yeah, I think always I want to write animated transform. Right. And so here, like I'm processing the parents. Yeah, so I'm passing the parent animation to all the children. But I don't think that's quite right. Maybe that's why I'm having problems with the node, with the triangle being in the wrong spot. Look at this model again. Simple animation. So this is the triangle. Okay, but no, this only has one node, so it's not a problem with children. Okay, so I'm gonna put a note in here about. Actually, this should be fix me. And a node that is animated and has children and animated nodes children won't get the animation. Okay, something like that, I think. Yeah, it's kind of complicated because I'm doing animated transform here, but then like I don't know, maybe if it doesn't have an animation, then I want to like write animation matrix, but then I also need to do like some matrix multiplication there. So like this definitely something needs to be fixed, but right now I want to focus on getting the node in the right spot. And this doesn't have any children. It's very simple. All right, and it just has this one rotation animation. And so the rotation animation does work. Um, yeah, but then on the other one, the rotation animation doesn't work because I guess it's a second animation, but it's, yeah, maybe the reason why the rotation animation doesn't work on the other one is because I'm not doing the parent-child stuff correctly. Okay, that would make sense because it uses like some complex, small files, but like um, complex enough animation passing, right? Because it's like it's animating like node 2 with rotation. Yeah. So that's 0, 1, 2. Yeah, and then this one has a children 2. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. Or 0, 1, 2. Yeah. So it's taking this node. Rotation node 2. No, that should be fine. I don't know. Something weird. Yeah, but let's just try to get the triangle in the right spot. And so the problem with that is the transform basically is getting overwritten. And so hmm. So maybe the solution to this is to just like I basically just need to recalculate everything I'm doing in right instance data, right? So even keeping track of like the parent's object matrix. Um, yeah, but this is specific for animated nodes. And then so I'd also want to exclude animated nodes from this, but okay. And this should probably not be called right instance data anymore. This should be like refresh or like yeah, refresh like static mesh or something. Static model, I don't know, something like that. But anyway, I just want to try flipping these around and see what happens. I don't know if this will work, but maybe it will. So many. Yeah, it's animation matrix, right? That was animation matrix before. Yeah. Okay. Let's just see what that is. That's still in the wrong spot. That did absolutely nothing. Okay. Interesting. But I'm pretty sure the correct way is this. Let me maybe rethink how I'm doing all this then. So fast TRS matrix. So this part is going to be good. That's fine. And so this builds up the total animation. Yeah, the total animation for this frame. Yeah, and if it would have like multiple like translation and rotation. So actually I think maybe this could be made even faster because yeah, a node is only going to have one of these, I think, because of the spec. But anyway, like the other ones are default. Like it shouldn't be causing problems. Yeah, wherever it was about. Okay, but yeah, but this is just within one animation. Each target must not be used more than once. Which is a little strange. Fix my glasses. Yeah, so like this is an animation. Yeah, this whole thing is like one animation. And then within this, I can only animate each node, each channel of each node one time. Is that it? Each target must not be used more than once. A combination of node and path. Yeah, okay. So that makes sense. But then you can't have animations that are on, you can't have multiple animations on a node. And so, yeah, somehow I'm going to have to deal with like merging the keyframes or something like that. But that's a separate issue. I'm not dealing with more complex animations right now. Yeah, I was just trying to get this to work. This working. So this is actually fine, right? Because you can technically have all three of these. Yes. Yeah, especially right here. No, or okay, hold on. I think I know why the box isn't rotating. It's because I'm doing else if. This just needs to be if. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Right, and I'm doing else if up here as well. Yep. That's the problem. So I'm not actually loading it because... Or... Maybe else if is fine here. Yeah, because this is the channel path. Yeah, that's fine there. Because like the channel is only going to have one of these. But this is just going over everything on the node. So if I do that, I think it should rotate now. Nope. Okay, but that was definitely a problem. Definitely needs to be there. Load multiple animation channels per node. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, but this stuff is still a problem. So I'm writing the animated transform, right? And so the problem is this thing is not taking into account the object matrix. It's not, so like this transform here has a certain value, and then right, this has like a certain translation, but then that's not getting carried over into animated transform when I'm doing matrix multiplication on it. I think so. Let's say yeah, and it's got nothing to do with the parent-child stuff because this doesn't have any children, it just has a single node. Okay. So then I'm just going to output this every frame. It will be a whole lot of garbage, but I'll at least be able to see what's going on. GLM2 string, yeah, it's like include GLM GTX stringcast, yeah. To string GLM, yeah, there we go. So let's call this. Yeah, just do this. Transform, and then animated transform. There we go. Let's see what these look like. Okay, yeah, whole bunch of garbage. So I don't know how well this shows up on stream since this is probably okay. I can just scroll up and stop it. You know what? I can just go ahead and whatever, quit it, so I'm not spamming to the console. So we have transform at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so that's weird. So transform is always right. Like it's not even setting. It's not even out of position. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and then animated transform. Yeah, and this has some kind of. Yeah, I think this is position. This is like. I guess this is like plus 1.4 on the X or something. That's what I want it to do. Yeah. Let me clear this. So am I not setting transform properly? When I go and I write the instance data, I should be updating it, but maybe I'm not. Fast. Oh, yeah. I see what's going on. I'm not actually writing. Right. Transform This is just the uh this is like the transform from the model, or like it's transform. This is what gets processed on the node, and that's why. Yeah, that makes sense why it's in the wrong spot, because that's just this here. That's all it is. And so I'm not taking into account its model matrix. I'm just modifying its like basic transform by it. Um, that's I think yeah that's why that other block is actually in the correct position, because it doesn't have an animation, and so I'm not overriding its transform with it's like base transform times the uh, uh, animation matrix, or the animation matrix times the base transform, whatever order it is. Um, yes, maybe this is supposed to be no, right? Like I want this to be in the space of the parent or something. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, so instead of transform, this needs to, so I do need to get this from the GPU. That's what I was talking about yesterday, about like pulling this off the GPU. So yeah, so here how I'm doing like instance index right. You need to be just instance index, and you need to be get, and then this can be yeah, it should be align as 32 for or yeah, it should be like model matrix or something. And yeah, maybe it's better if I just store the model matrix on the node instead of like pulling it off the GPU. But I'm just going to do this for the moment and see if this works. And then I can see about performance testing or whatever. So let's run this. Or yeah, I'll leave these in for now. Yeah, but I don't want transform, right? I want model matrix. It's still in the wrong spot? Oh. Look at the okay, that's something. Yeah, it's like getting smaller. I think it'd be getting like bigger and smaller or something. Yeah, I'm doing something very wrong there. Okay. Yeah, so model matrix is, yeah, it has a position. Okay. All right. Let me just do this for the moment. Yeah, I'll probably do something like glfw get key, something. But let me just clear that out. So model matrix, animated transform, write this. Okay, yeah, but then I'm getting it back again on the next frame. And so I'm animating the animation. Okay. So instead of that, this is just going to say underscore model matrix. And actually, maybe I should just keep track of the whole instance data, maybe. Yeah, instance data. What is this? Instance data dot. Yeah, okay, this only is a model matrix. I'm just going to keep this on the node. That will make things much simpler. Underscore instance data. There we go. And then this is just set this. And then I can go and actually say underscore instance data dot model matrix. There we go. Yeah, so calculate the animation and then move the model matrix that you just wrote to the GPU. Yeah, move that by the animation and then set the animation transform and then write the animated transform. Yeah. So like maybe I want to pass animated transform into here. No, that's not it. Yeah, maybe instead of doing like animation matrix equals parent, like maybe I always want to do this stuff. I'm not sure. I'm just thinking about how to get the complex parent-child stuff to work, but okay. Let's see. You're still in the wrong spot? Okay, and this thing is still spinning. Okay, but it's not just getting like endlessly closer, I think, like it did last time. So that's an improvement. Yeah, but it's spinning around the wrong point, and so I'm probably just rotating it in the wrong space or whatever. Right? It's rotating around. Yeah, like its zero spot is like here or something, and it's rotating. Yeah, I probably just need to flip these two. Hopefully this is it. Yeah, because not moving the animation matrix by the model matrix, I'm moving the model matrix by the animation matrix. Okay, let's see what's going on. Hey, there we go. Okay, that looks like it's in the right spot. Yeah, I said here, but like z plus 2. Great. So that's a definite improvement. Now we have the problem. This is in the wrong spot, and it's not rotating. It does seem to pause. I think when it pauses, that's when the rotation's supposed to happen, or maybe that's when it stops. I don't know. Yeah, because it goes up and then down. Yeah, so it's supposed to pause at the top and then rotate, but I'm not doing that. So that's definitely something I need to fix. But at least this is in the right spot now. Actually, I don't need these anymore. P string cast, no. Instance data, yes. I'll make these separate commits. No, yes. Store instance data on node, and then no, yes. Move the model matrix by the animation. Then I can get rid of the unused import up here. Okay. Making progress. Yeah, now I should be able to rotate it and put it in the right spot and all that. So let me go here. Let me put it at right, so this probably doesn't need to be like all the way at 10. At least be at 5. And then instead of 4 on the Z, it would be -4, and then I want to rotate it. Rotation Euler, pitch 0, yaw 180, roll 0. There we go. Yep, and so it's just going around this point. Actually, yeah, I mean, that point should be like exactly the position. Or maybe it's like the center of the triangle, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure the positions look right. Yes. Oh, am I updating the bounding box with the rotation? No, I don't think so. I need to put a node in there. Yeah, animate nodes children. Where is where did I even put a note about this? Note about it. To do update bounding box by animation matrix. I'll do that later. Actually, I go to the bathroom real quick. We'll take quick little break. Okay. So, right. So we were working on getting animation fixed, and so the box is, yeah. So this is still, it's still going to 0, and it's not rotating, but like it should at least be on here. So it's probably got something to do with parent-child stuff here. So, yes. Yeah, so like I'm taking the model matrix and I'm animated nodes, children get the animation. Yeah. All right. I want to take what I do here. So I got the final animated transform, right? Um, hmm. So I think so. This animation matrix here, right? So what I'm rotating what I'm moving the model matrix by just needs to be the combination of all the parent-child animation matrices. Yes, I think so. I'm. It's possible I might have to recalculate everything, but I might just be able to stack the animations together. Right, and so that's my thinking here, where I'm passing animation matrix like this. Right, but animated nodes, children, yeah, if has animation, right? Or something, yeah. Yeah, if the node doesn't have an, well, this is true for like a whole, yeah, this is true for like a whole node. That I'm just writing animated transform. So I think that's actually fine here. Right, I'm pretty sure this is fine. Then here, animation matrix. Yeah, so this is the parent times the child, right? So I want to take the parent animation matrix and then move it by the current one. Might not be right. And that's how I get the animation matrix. Yeah, and I just pass that to the child. My fans are going crazy on my computer. This is, I don't know, whatever. hear my GPU. I think it's my GPU just like ramping up and ramping down. I don't know what's going on. Did I ever? No. Fine, I'll just do it like this again. Running on unknown chip. What? That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I could probably just restart my computer or something. But I'm not gonna deal with that right now. Might do that the first hour break of the day at like 1 or whatever, or start a bit late, so maybe like 1:30. I don't know. Anyway, there's this is definitely in the wrong spot, and it's not rotating. But it didn't rotate on the other one, so it's also that. Should at least be in the right spot. So why would it be on the wrong spot? So it seems like it's starting, like it's going down here, and then it goes back up to like 0, 1, 1 or something. I don't know where it's like start and end on the animation. Anyway, it just seems like this parent rotation, yeah, the object matrix here isn't getting applied to the animated object. So I have a non-animated parent with an animated child, and when I have that, the animation matrix is not, the parent's transform is not getting applied to the child. Okay. Right, and then what I tested earlier, if I take out the refresh animated objects, then it does actually, like the box is inside the other box. Yes, box is inside the box. So what's going on here? So let's pull up the file. Here. All right, so here's the animated box. So we've got 2 root nodes, 0, and then 1, 2, 3. Right, and your child is 1, your child is 2. Yeah, so like this one's your child, and then this one's your child. Okay, this is mesh 0, this is mesh 1. Okay, I'm not sure which mesh is 0 and which is 1. I would assume 0 is like the blue box and 1 is the purple box. Okay, yeah, here we go. Inner box, outer box. Good. Okay, so mesh 0 is the inner box. Okay, that's fine. Right, so this is the one that should actually get rotated. Yeah, or that's moving, right? And this one's in the wrong position. Okay. Right, and so this is 0, 1, 2. So this is your child, which is your child. So it just has some rotation applied to it. That's fine. And then we've got these animations. So you apply to node 2 and you apply to node 0. So I'm applying this animation to this node, to node 0. And then here, this rotation animation is being applied directly to it. So this node 0, right? So what happens is node 0 is animated with translation. And so animation matrix. Right, I'm passing animation matrix here. Yeah. And so parent animation matrix, right? Since 0 is like a root node, then this is going to be like 1 or whatever. Right? And this will just, so this will pull the animation out of the yeah. And then this will be like 1 times the animation matrix. I'm storing that in the animation matrix. Yeah, so this is basically doing nothing, which is fine. And then I want to rotate the model matrix by the animation matrix, right? And so I'm rotating or moving or transforming. Yeah, I'm transforming this node by the animation matrix. And then I'm going down here and I'm writing it. Yeah. Um, yeah. And then you have a child, which is 1. Right. And so like some kind of animation is getting sent to it because it is moving up and down. It's just in the wrong spot. So you have a child of 1, right? And then that basically just gets sent through, and then the child is 2, right? And so this, okay, but hold on. But then this one doesn't have an animation, right? And so the animation matrix just gets passed straight through. Okay, but if it gets passed straight through, then this thing's transform doesn't matter. But like, yeah, could it lose account of like this thing's transform? But this doesn't have a transform applied to it in the first place. So yeah, like it starts at 0, 0, 0, like all these do, because they're at like the same spot. It's just like the inner box is smaller, and then yeah, and then I'm moving it over to the side, and then when I apply the animation, I'm losing that movement. Right, and I'm applying animation matrix, and I'm multiplying the model matrix by the animation matrix, right? And so it would seem to be that multiplying the model matrix by the animation matrix is somehow resetting its position, right? And then I get animated transform, and then I write animated transform. Yeah. So let me say if, yeah, let's do it this so we're not spamming. I should be able to look at window. Include window. There we go. If window, what is it? Like GLFW. How am I doing the key presses again? Is it in here? No, it's in camera. Okay, GLFW get key, window, key press, whatever. So GLFW window, right? And then here's GLFW get key. I'm already using spacebar to print the camera position, so GLFW key. I'm not using the numbers, so I can just say 8. That's fine. Sure. Then I want to print out model matrix. Oh, and I don't know which node this is going to go with. Oh, that's terrible. Let's see out. Path is model path, right? And then node ID is, do I even have the node ID? I don't think so. That's annoying. I should just like do a breakpoint and step through. That's probably better. Yeah, let me just do that. So yeah, run whatever it is like right now. Yeah, so that's broken. So let's just GDB and then break on model line 513. Actually, no, I think I need a break. How do I clear the break? What's happening? I don't remember how GDB works with this. Let me just do this at like line 6. Or no, line, this isn't 6. This is 519. Okay, there we go. Just to make sure that all this stuff actually got set. So let's look at the these matrices. So we've got, right, the easiest one to see is instance data model matrix. So yeah, value 1 Z. This is terrible. Somewhere in here is like the position. It might be this. W, A, Q. Why does he have 3 entries? This is a mat 4. Do I have GLM 2-string? No, or is this a thing? No, member 2-string. Okay, I might have to import it to make this make sense. Yeah, I mean, okay, I think it's at like -4, -4. Okay, it's probably hitting the triangle first, right? Yeah, so probably first you can check is model path. What? Maybe inline. Stupid crap. Yeah, let me add string cast, and then let me change include GLM GTX string cast, and then I have to change the optimization because I don't know, weird reasons. Modern C++? Kind of. I don't know how modern you're talking about. I'm not using a lot of C++23 stuff like ranges. I have some smart pointers. But a lot of this I'm learning as I go along. So, like, I know that you can do fancy stuff with template type traits or something. I haven't really messed around with that. But yeah, I'm compiling it in C++23 at least. I just might not be using all the most modern features. And so right now, I'm trying to get animations working correctly. And so I've found this this good sample model here. And I don't know how well this shows up. Yeah, you should be able to see this on stream. How it should come out of the box, rotate, go back to the box. 2D or 3D? 3D. Yeah, I'm writing a whole game engine. Terminal font seems neat. I think it's just the default font for Alacrity. Yeah. I don't think I ever set it. Maybe the NixOS default font, I'm not sure. But I'm trying to fix this animation because for me it's fairly broken. So you see, like, it looks very different. So I have this like simple triangle animation. It works fine, but this box, it's in the wrong position. Right, it should be like inside this box, and it's not rotating. So first, I'm trying to get it to be inside this box, and then I try to get it to rotate. And so right now, I'm trying to look at all uh, the transformation matrices and stuff for the animation and see where I'm going wrong, because I think I'm like not passing in some parent-child information correctly. Um, so let me do a breakpoint on line, is this 520? Model line 520. Run this. Okay, and now I should be able to see the here we go. Model path. Okay, so this is the simple triangle, so I don't care about that. Let me continue. There we go. Now I'm on the animated box. So if I look at the instance data model matrix, right? So this is right, and one is actually in the right spot. Actually, can I say can I do glm to string now? Because that's better. No, whatever. Okay. And if I look at the animation matrix, what does this look like? This looks like an identity matrix, basically. Maybe. I'm not sure. This is horrible to try to read this in GDB. And then the animated transform. Okay. That's weird. Maybe there's something wrong with my matrix multiplication. This is this fast matrix multiplication. This is I got this from the CGLM library, and it's using AVX instructions. And so maybe there's something it doesn't like about this. So I can probably switch back to use regular, to just use like regular multiplies, but those are a lot slower. So anyway, let me see. But maybe it's fine that these are not a number. I don't know. Do you search on things that you don't know? Just Google. Yeah, I mean, how do I search on things? Yeah, I mean, I just kind of start Googling stuff. So like, a good example. Well, one example, this, say spatial 3D data structures. So I know like some overall terms like awk trees or things like that. So a better example. One thing I was doing is getting frustum culling working, and so I did figure some stuff out, right? And so like I knew the term frustum culling, but I didn't know all the little things, right? And so I just started like looking up anything I could find on frustum culling and reading all the math behind and trying to figure it out, wrap my head around it. And then I also wanted to do it on the GPU. And then so I just, like I ported the code to the GPU. And then I remember I was running into a problem of like I needed to find bounding boxes for frustum culling. And then so I was looking up a whole bunch of stuff to figure out bounding boxes, and I figured all about like axis line bounding boxes and oriented bounding boxes and all that. So I mean, just kind of go down the rabbit hole of Googling things until you find useful information. It's very much like just kind of failing over and over until you get it right. Yeah, and like for this fast matrix for multiplication, with the regular GLM library, it's supposed to use SIMD instructions, but it didn't seem to be working for me. And so I just kept looking up, like I was looking up stuff to like try to implement it myself, doing like matrix multiplication with AVX instructions or SSE instructions at least. And I could sort of wrap my head around it. And then so I just started looking up for like faster implementations. And then I found this implementation here from the CGLM library, uses AVX2 instructions, and it's been pretty fast. And so I couldn't tell you how a lot of this works. Like I don't know what it's really doing with permute and all of this. But I understand add, multiply, and store. So Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out why this box is in the wrong spot. So I got this animated transform, right? So if I just do continue, right? So now I'm on like the next animated model on this, I think, or maybe this is the next frame. Where's, okay, so I'm on the next, yeah, so now I think I'm doing the rotation animation, and I would have done the translation animation first. So I'm just thinking about this file here, how I progress through this on the animations, or oh no, I do the rotation first, then the translation, or no, they should be combined. Okay, but they're on two different nodes. Okay, but the translation is on node 0. Okay, so then this would be the rotation now, I think. And the rotation, yeah, I probably don't really care about the rotation then. Let me just continue, and then I should be back to the simple animation. Okay, let's go here. So this is where I want to be. So this is with the translation animation, and for some reason, the animated transform, which is what I'm writing at the GPU, the positions, which I think these are the positions, these are not on the right spot. And then what would the right spot be? Well, then I want to look at the, it's this outer box. I want to look at where's this outer box sitting? And so this, yeah, so this is mesh 1. Okay, and so this should just be at like 0, 0, 0, actually, but then I'm also moving it, so. Yeah, but definitely node 0, yeah, and then node 3 is 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and this is mesh 1. So I want to look at node 3. So let's look at model, or yeah, model nodes of 3. No member name nodes, underscore nodes, I think. There we go. Value. Yeah, there we go. And then let's do this, right? And then I want the yeah, I want the instance data, or yeah, and then here's the model matrix. And so this thing, it's at, it's terrible to try to read this. Let's see, I put it at spot 252, and I think GDB just really does not like printing this out. However, oh, you know what? I should be able to say, can I do like this? No. Can I do this? No. I have to like take a reference to it, and then I can say like 0, 0. No. Whatever. Just do it like this. Yeah, so I guess this is like 252. Okay, and then what's this one at? The right, and if I print animated transform, and this is at 6. No, I don't think that's right. I'm seeing a lot of these negative nans here, which is kind of concerning. If I look here, it's not drawing. So X, Y, Z. Yeah, it's so terrible trying to look at this through GDB. I'm not sure what I'm actually looking at. It should load. Yeah. How else can I figure this out? So I can just kind of look at the file. Right, and so the outer box shouldn't move, except it should be at like 252. Right, and so it's going to have a certain model matrix. And so what's going to happen when I'm loading up these nodes? Well, actually, I'm going to go. Oh, hold on a second. So this is like 0 and 3, right? So these aren't actually like parent and child of one another. Okay. So they actually have nothing to do with each other. I'm kind of looking in the wrong place, right? Because node 0, this is like, it's this node here that has a child of 1, which has child 2, which has this mesh 0, and this mesh 0 is the inner box. That purple box is in the wrong spot. And then this, and then this node 3 is another root node, and then that's just this mesh. So the position of the inner box it has nothing to do with the position of the outer box. But still, like, I'm moving the whole object. Okay. So then why would this be failing? Because I am moving the whole object. Because, like, since it is a root node, it shouldn't be getting treated any differently than one of these, right? Because these are in the right spot and everything else is in the right spot. But this one isn't in the right spot. And so it's when I have the object matrix is being applied to a root node and has like animations down the chain, the object matrix isn't getting, I'm losing that data somewhere. Okay. So when I go here, so yeah, refresh invalid objects. All right, so that's setting the model matrix. And it should set the model matrix down the line for everything. Right? Like when I go here, I'm just saying, hey, multiply the model matrix by the animation. Yeah, just move this by transform this by the animation. And this model matrix should already be in the right spot. So let me just not write. I need to do this as well. Let me just not write the animation and see what this does. And this should, I would think this will put it at the right spot. Okay, it's still in the wrong spot, and it's animated. Why is it animated? I'm not writing the animation. How is what? These aren't moving, but that's moving. I'm completely confused now. Yeah. What? Doesn't make any sense. Like, this is where I'm writing the animation. Animated transform. Data model matrix. I don't understand. But then if I don't call this at all, I'm pretty sure, if I don't even try to refresh the animated objects, then it should put it in the right spot. Yes, now it's in the correct spot down here. So somehow this is like animating it separate from here. It's like everywhere that I'm writing. Yeah. Oh. It's always something stupid when it comes to something like this. I'm calling the wrong function down here. This shouldn't be write instance data. This should be animate. Model, animation matrix, instance. Yep. That should work now. Oh, wait. Put this back. It's always something stupid when you get stuck like that. Yeah, just calling the wrong function. Come on. Okay. That's better. So it's starting in the right spot, but it's animating in the wrong direction. Okay, I think it is animating in the correct direction. This is just because Vulkan uses negative. It uses like flipped Y. But the order of the animations is happening a bit incorrectly. Yeah, because if you look here, so like it should come out of the box, rotate all around, and then come back down. But here, it's coming out of the box and rotating at the same time, and then it goes down and then tries to rotate again. And yeah, it's so I have the keyframes are off. Okay. Let's go ahead and commit this. Let's see. No. No. Yes. 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 Okay. Animate. I'll animate on children instead of write instance data. Get rid of that. I don't need string cast either. Right, and then I want to get rid of this. Alright, let's have to rebuild everything. Whatever. Where's my water bottle? Okay. Yeah, so now I need to get the keyframes working. So I'm actually at like this point, or yeah, this here, collision indicates bug. Right, so it says the shorter channel may not loop and begin repeating until all the channels within that animation are finished playing. Right, but I can't find anything in the GLTF spec that actually talks about this, but these are like the official sample assets. So that's a little strange. Yeah, keyframe data stored in buffers. Only defines storage of animation keyframes. Specification doesn't define any runtime behavior such as order of playing, auto start, loops, mapping of timelines. When loading an asset, client implementations may select an animation entry and pause on the first frame, play it automatically, or ignore all animations. When playing animation is stopped, client animations may reset the scene to the initial state. It's not specifically defined how an animation will be used when imported. Specify that each animation is self-contained as an action. For example, walk and run might contain multiple animations. Yes. So, yeah, I think what's happening is there's like different times for these, and I'm not taking account of that because like it wouldn't like there's nothing in the spec to specifically have like do a delay. See, what does the sample viewer look like? Yeah, so the sample viewer does it correctly. Okay. So I'm definitely doing something wrong. All right. And it's gonna have something to do with the this keyframe calculation down here. And what I'd like to do is dump out the model data. Is there? No, it's not gonna. The all the keyframes are stored in that binary file. Makes it kind of annoying. So then what I'm gonna do is when I'm loading up animation data, I want to dump the keyframes. I want to print all this out. Just load keyframe times from asset. Okay. All right. Let me say loading animations for model path, and then found animation for node ID channel node text value. There we go. Okay, and then now let me dump these keyframes. Yeah. For float time in node animation times. Oh, and you, yeah. So, yeah, just dump out the time. Maybe not end line. Maybe comma space. Yeah, and then do an end line here. And then animations. Yeah, just like that. Okay. So we got this down here. So loading animations for model box. Yeah, okay, so none of these have animations, right? Except I find one on simple animation and I get these animation times. That all looks good. And then I get box animated and then found an animation for node 2. Okay, and then these animation times are 0.125 and 2.5. And then I get node 0, and then this has animation at 1.25 and 2.5 and then 3.7, whatever. Okay. And so it is running the rotation. It's just like running it at the wrong time. That's a little odd. Yeah. I think I understand why this is happening, at least. So it's because, so when I'm trying to figure out which animation keyframe I'm in, I'm only looking at this one specific animation. So I'm trying to say, like I'm trying to run the animations independently of one another. So I see this, these animation times here, and I'm like, okay, I want to run, like this animation should take 2.5 seconds to loop, right? And this animation should take 3.7 seconds to loop, right? But what I want to say is like this animation should actually take, like both of these should take 3.7 seconds to loop. So I wonder if I were to just like manually add that here, like that 3 points, it would screw everything else up though. And that'll just be for test anyway. So somehow I need to like match these, or because it's weird because there's not like like when I'm looking at this file, where is it? Did I close it? I think I closed the file. Is it in another window? No. Oh, no. Okay, I closed the file, I guess. Get the sample assets back up. Or box animated. Yeah. I got this, right? And so these animations, they point at different nodes, but like they basically go back to the same mesh, or yeah, like so like this is doing translation, and like node 0 is a parent of node 2. And so what I think the real solution here is that when I'm taking this, when I'm trying to figure out which keyframe I'm in, yeah, so this max time milliseconds, right? So I don't want to be saying like the animation time of just this one node. I want to know the animation time of the max animation time of all the parents and children. Maybe that's kind of the wrong way to think about it. Well, no, right? Like I can loop at 2.5 seconds, or I can loop at 3.7 seconds, right? But like if I were to put 3.7 in here onto this 2.5, then I'd start getting the wrong keyframes. So that's not quite right either. So yeah, so this tells me which keyframe I'm in within the animation times, right? And then this figures out the interpolation for all of that. Let me see. Does this wait? Is it rotating? Wait, did that just work? Confused. No. It's still clipping. Okay. Yeah. So it almost works. Yeah. It's like the second time around, it starts rotating while it's in it. So it's almost there. Yeah, there. Just screwed up. Okay. So right, and so I'm like interpolating between this keyframe and this keyframe. And I am waiting 1.25 seconds, right? Because I'm saying, hey, right, so like I'm looking at like 2500 milliseconds or whatever. And I'm trying to get the keyframe time. And then so I just start keyframe. Yeah, and then I find the interpolation value and all that. Yeah. Yeah, and so yeah, so it's saying keyframe 0, and it's probably saying, yeah, I'm probably just doing like from keyframe 0 to 0, and then so that kind of works for the interpolation. But then how do I tell it to just like to wait? Or so this might be an example of where I want to start looking stuff up. So let me look for like animation keyframes, because I'm sure there's like I kind of know how keyframes work, but okay, and these are like CSS keyframes, but I'm trying to figure out how all the timing and the parent-child stuff works in a general sense. And I can try to get this to work. Because like a lot of this stuff, like, figure out which keyframe I'm in given the time, and then figure out the like linear interpolation value and all that stuff. Like that's for anything that has animations. That's not just GLTF files. So yeah, keyframe timing functions. Yeah, it's linear, right? Looped animations. Infinite, multi-step. Yeah, this isn't really what I want. Yeah, I don't care about CSS. Can I just... Is it like minus CSS? Okay, here we go. Adobe. Oh, Well, Wikipedia keyframe is probably a good place to start. Um, yeah. Oh, that's useless. Hmm. Like keyframe timing calculations. Animation keyframe calculator. Okay. Keys occurring at intervals of 1 second, 0.25 frames. Okay. To measure from one keyframe to another. Roblox forums. Sure. Yeah, no, that's not helpful. Hmm. Okay. Can't really find much about this. Yeah, so first, I guess the first thing to do is figure out exactly what I need this to look like. Like, I know it should look like this, but like which keyframe I need to be in at which time, right? So we got that, and then we got the times here. So yeah, like time 0 to 0.125. This is going to both say it's in keyframe 0. And that's why, well, when it's ordered right, yeah, that's why it takes a second and a half before it starts moving. But then it just, it loops too early. Right? So, wait again. Yeah. So actually, yeah, it should like do a full it shouldn't like this doing like mid-air rotations. It should do like a full rotation at the top. It should stop and then do the rotation. And then it should just bounce out. Yeah, so that bounces out. Then it like stops for a second up there. Yeah, but it always bounces out. And so really, like I guess I need to keep track of like the max time of the parent or something, and then right, but then start keyframe, end keyframe. Maybe end keyframe shouldn't be 0. This might have to start at like the last keyframe or something. Yeah. It's kind of confusing. Right. Well, basically, I need the whole thing to loop in 3.078, whatever, 3.7 seconds. And yeah, so this is for node ID 0, node ID 2. Okay, and that's another thing. These might not get processed in the correct order. Yeah, so I guess this model is just kind of intended to screw up your animation processing as much as possible, which is fine, right? That's what I wanted. Because if I get this to work, then like everything else should work. Yeah, because you like process the child animation before the parent, which I mean, you wouldn't. I don't know if you'd really want to do that on like a real model, but for trying to test it, yeah, it should work. Actually, why don't I just look up how? Why didn't I think of this? I just look how this is processing the keyframes. Yeah, GitHub. Yeah, this whole thing's open source. How are you doing? GLTF sample renderer? Is it this? Okay, and then source. I guess this is probably all JavaScript. Yeah. Renderer. No, it's like shaders and stuff. Where are you processing animations? Animation.js. That looks decent. From JSON, advance the animation. Okay. Here we go. So channels, length. Yeah, for all the channels. If max is greater than max is input. Input is, okay, yeah. So these are the times. And that's just finding the max time. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is just figuring out what the maximum time is for this specific animation. Right, and so this isn't taking any kind of parent-child stuff into account. Okay. For I, interpolator's length, case, interpolation, path, translation, property. Channel interpolator, pointer. Where is this actually doing the animations themselves? Interpolator, interpolate, total time, max time. Can I see this method? No. Well, okay, it gets total time and it gets max time, so that's a little strange. Okay, and this just gets channel sampler, interpolant, array. Okay, animated property dot animate. Okay, I should probably also look here. But yeah, total time versus max time. Where's total time coming from? Okay, this just put it in here. Okay. Yeah, I guess think about like how in sync do I want all the animations to be? Like I could have like a global max animation time, and what that is like the maximum animation time of all the animations, but that's not right because then like if you had like one object with a really long animation time, then everything else will stop until that's done. So you don't want that. But yeah, I guess each object maybe should have a total animation time. Yeah, like each model should have a single like maximum time instead of doing the maximum time per yeah, each model should have maximum time instead of doing a maximum time per animation. Yeah, because you'd want all the animations to be in sync on the model. Okay. So let's say, what if this max time was like way, right? Like, so if I gave this like 3.7 instead of 2.5, how would this actually affect the, how does this actually affect the rest of this code? Because like I want to make sure I'm in a reasonable keyframe and all that. So let's say if this is 3.7, right? And the animation time, yeah, that's fine. So I'm figuring out the keyframe time. And so now this could go up to 3.7, right? And so this would mean possible keyframe time less than or equal to keyframe time. And so this is always true. And so that would put start keyframe actually at the at this last one, and then end keyframe would just default to 0. So maybe I want to default this to be the last one. That might be a good idea. So let's say, yeah, I know. So this should just be node animation time size, or size minus 1, I think. Yeah. Yeah, because this is an index into that array. That makes sense. So I think that's fine. Right, and then so this max time ms. So this would actually, yeah. So here, I don't want to calculate this here. I want to get this from the model. Yeah, so let's just try, say max animation time milliseconds, and then put this on the model. And I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work, but this is kind of the best idea I've got for the moment. Yeah, so let's not do that. Let's just say uint64t max animation time ms. I probably need to give this a default value. I mean, well, I shouldn't need to, but yeah, like I don't want to do mod 0. 1. yes, when I load animations, right? And once I get the, where is it? Where am I getting the times? Yeah, right here. When I'm getting the times, I'm going to say, max animation time ms equals the max of this and max animation time ms. And this would be like standard max. No matching function call for max. Include, I don't even know what this would be. Is this like algorithm or something? No. I don't know what this is. Because it's two 64-bit integers, so it should definitely have a, C++ should definitely have a maximum function for that. Max. Standard max. It is algorithm. Okay. How did this not? Max? Yeah, between two types. And they just need to have a comparison. Yeah. Maybe it was just Clang being stupid? No matching function call for max. Between two. Oh, right. This needs to get, you went 64T because that's a float. Yep. That makes sense. There we go. So now that should just calculate the maximum animation time. And so that's what I'm actually going to be using for, that's what I'm actually going to be using for this. So yeah, say animation times, right, dump that out. And then yeah, in the line, that's fine. And then I want to say max animation time is this. And yeah, it's a 64-bit integer. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's fine. Max animation time. Yep. So let's see what this does now. Oh, is that right? I think that's right. Okay, that was pretty simple. Yeah, max animation time 3708 milliseconds. Sounds good. Yeah, that's right. That was pretty easy. Yeah, I thought this was going to be way more difficult. Like, I thought about doing this earlier, but I wasn't sure. I thought it was going to break something, but I just had to go through it in my head a few times. Yeah, so these look the same. Yep. Sweet. Yeah, unless if you see a difference between them, if you're still here. All right. Yeah, get rid of all these comments, then I can commit this. All this. Or the, not comments, but the logging. Yep, and it all still looks good. Yep, great. Max animation time, or max, yeah, max animation time per model. Yep. Okay, and then, yeah, I want to see what happens if I try to flip this around. Yeah, so that's its position, right? What if I give it a rotation? How does this affect things? Right, so this is, or yeah, give it rotation Euler. So I can give it pitch, yaw, and roll. So I just want to do like 180 degrees on the pitch, 0 yaw, 0 roll. Yep. Let's see. Because it should just rotate it, so now the box is going like up and down. But I want to make sure all of the transforms and everything is getting applied correctly. It's a good test. Yep, looks great. There's like some Z fighting, but that's a separate issue. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, Z fighting. Okay. Rotate animated box. Okay, so I'm gonna take that off my to-do list really quick. Let's see. Yep, animations are done. So I think now I just want to do compute shaders. I mean, just compute shaders, but yeah. Which it should be fairly simple to do because so like I don't know if I said this to you already or if you're even still here. Oh, someone else is here now. But I'm currently rewriting my engine because I want to support the old engine didn't support like dynamically adding or moving objects, but this one does, and I had to do like a whole bunch of memory allocation library stuff. So you see here I can like press F2 and F3 to add or remove this block here. This didn't work on the old engine, and so I'm moving everything over. Yeah, and I think the last thing I need before I can merge everything is compute shaders and like compute culling and all of that. And so it should be relatively simple to get working because I already have all the infrastructure in place for shaders and all that. So yeah, let me begin rendering. So graphics pass, right? So I want compute pass. Yeah, this will be a little complicated. So let's call this compute pass. Vertex, yeah, I don't need any of these. Any of this. I just need the path to the compute shader. And let me look at the old code, how I was handling the pipeline and all that. Okay, compute pipeline? Yeah. So, yeah, it's just VK create compute pipelines. Okay. And then this is, and that's just a VK pipeline, right? That's not like a VK compute pipeline. Yeah, it's just VK pipeline. Great. That makes this pretty easy. Yeah, let's do this here. So, not do that. How am I actually making this up here? This might be a better way to look. So pipeline equals make shared. So pipeline rendering info. Okay, so this is the graphics pipeline. Then swap chain extent for path, frag path. Yeah, so I don't need that stuff. What I would need from a compute pipeline is basically the stuff that's in here then. So actually, let me copy paste this into pipeline, not into render graph. This is the bottom compute pipeline. Here we go. So I don't need to pass this because that's global now. Descriptor layouts. I don't know. How am I doing descriptors here? So create. So I have rendering info. Yeah. So it just runs create, and then I think this figures out all of the like layout and everything for me. Graphics pipeline create. Yeah, all this stuff. So I'm figuring out the shaders and the layout and everything down here. So I don't need this, and I don't need push constants, and I don't need staging. No, I don't think I need any of this, actually. Or hmm, what am I using stage info for? Stage info. Okay, I'm creating that separately. So let me see how I'm creating that separately. Is it this one? Add compute pipeline, compute shader stage info. Okay, so that just comes from the shader. Well, that's fine, because I can figure that out in here. No, in here somewhere. So yeah, compute pipeline. So this just needs to take a path to a shader, and that's it. Everything else it should be able to figure out, just like how the graphics pipeline works. Yeah, I mean, it's got the rendering info, so maybe I need to pass something else, but it should basically just be this. Right, path, compute path. Vulkan pipeline. Do you inherit from anything? No, you don't. Okay. Probably should. Oh, well, yeah, you probably inherit from this, but. Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah, descriptor buffer allocator. Okay. Leave that alone for the moment. Now, got this compute path. Oh, I'm the only one here now. Okay, whatever. So compute pipeline, compute path, layout, create compute pipelines. Well, maybe just start from the bottom. Right, so I want this device. No handle one pipeline info pipeline. Okay. Pipeline base index. Yeah. Pipeline info. Maybe change this. Cannot rename symbol. Okay. It really does not like that I don't have a header for this, so let's just go ahead and do that. Compute pipeline inherits from pipeline public to this class. Or what? There we go. I don't need this. There, that should work. Okay. Now pipeline info is pipeline info. All right, so we've got pnex, nothing, stage. So this should be yeah, stage count, stage data, shader stages pushback. I mean, maybe some of this stuff I can put into yeah, maybe this stuff can just go into pipeline since it's shared between the two. Right? Yeah, I can go in here. Yeah, like I already have shaders in there, right? So I can probably just say like load shaders and give it some Fortis tuple. How does this work? So why am I passing the path in twice? Shader file path for what? Piecewise construct. Why is this in here twice? Oh, yeah, because I think this is what am I calling this? Am I just saying like triangle and then I'm figuring it out from there because that's kind of stupid? No, I'm saying vert shader path, frag shader path. These are both, yeah, triangle dot vert, triangle dot frag. So why? What is this Fortis tuple here for? I don't understand this. Or like I don't understand this part. This stuff, this over here makes sense, but this does not. Oh, I see. It's because Uh, right, this goes from a string to a shader, right? Because this is like the stage info or something. Okay, or like the shader name, kind of. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Then I'm gonna say, can I do this with like templated variable arguments? I can't just pass pairs, but that's not great. Maybe I just want to redo how I'm thinking of shaders like this. Like I don't. Am I even using this anywhere else? Like shaders. Yeah, not even using this. Or well, yeah, shaders here. Yeah, but I'm just like pulling the shader out. So I don't think I really need to care about making it a map. I think I can just make it a vector. And then when I actually want to know what the stage is, then I can just read the stage off of the shader. Yeah, because I can just say, like this should have stage info in it, I think. No, does it not? Am I getting this? Right, shader stages. P stages. Yeah, shader stage info. Shader, yeah, here you go, stage info. Return stage info. Okay, I'm just blind. I didn't see this down here. Yeah. So let me change that around. So let's go into pipeline. And this is just, instead of an order map, this is just a vector of shaders. It's just a vector of shaders. Or vector. There we go. And then I can just get rid of this part. Is that right? Shaders dot, oh yeah, this should be in place back. No matching function call for construct ads. It's just this. No, how do I... Maybe I just pass it this. Right, make this a lot simpler. No. How does in place work? Right. Because I'd rather not make it pointers if I don't have to. Yeah, it's just a file path and then a pipeline layout, right? And this is file path? No, this is a string. How did this work before? Why is that a file path? Well, because I need to load the file, but... Yeah, get file name, file path. Yeah, this should probably just be a file path anyway. Because at some point it's probably a file path like up here, wherever I'm. Okay, yeah, string vert path. Okay, I see. Yeah, they're kind of strings all the way down, but I think this should be a file path. I'm not quite sure how this was ever working in the first place. Pipeline. Yeah, like if I just made a standard file system path. TMP something. Does this work now? No, that doesn't work. Shader in place back, file system path. Right, so what's wrong with this? And then pointer to descriptor layout. Yeah. Let's see. Vector in place back. Yeah. This should work. Let's see what the compiler actually says. Yeah, I don't care about all that. Let's see where you're talking about in place back. is constructible. Result type must be constructible from input type. Acquired from copy constructor. I could just make these pointers, but like I'd like to use them place back if I can. Integral constant evaluates to false. Construct at shader pointer reference shader. Use of deleted function. But I'm not using that constructor. All right, I'm using the I'm using this constructor. I mean, maybe it wants me to forward the arguments, but it should be fine. It should just work like this. Yeah. All right, but like, doesn't this copy or something? Yeah, I'm being constructed. I am being moved. Okay, well, it moves it instead of copies it. I guess that's fine, but I'd rather just not even move. Is constructible. Maybe it's something like I need to have the move constructor to get this to work. That might be it. Even though it's construct at. Yeah, result type must be constructible from input type. Okay, I think that's what it is then. I have to have this set up. That's really annoying. Yeah, rather not do that. Okay, let me just do pushback like this. Maybe that'll be fine. I can always do pointers, but let's say pushback shader. No matching call for constructor. Yeah, okay, it still doesn't work because I don't have a move constructor. Which employee spec should work without I guess construct that needs it. Yeah. Other. So like default move constructor. Can I just like make you default or something? Copy constructor, copy assignment. Yeah, like it should just be using the default one. Whatever, I'm just gonna use pointers instead of trying to deal with that garbage. Pushback, new shader. There, that works. Instead of that, this is verb path. This verb path, here's frac path, and I just have to clean these up. Okay, and then this is shader pointer. For auto, and so this should just be const shader pointer reference. Const from const here. Yeah. Get rid of that. Shader has push constants. Constant range. Shader stage info. This is a shader pointer const reference. So do I, yeah, right. Why am I doing these separately? I don't know. Get descriptor buffer size. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. So then create layouts. Maybe this should be like here. Yeah, I think this should be here. Okay. All right, so now I got shaders pushed back like this, and then I want to move all this stuff into yeah, pipeline layout info. Yeah, all this stuff can just go, yeah, pipeline layout, all of it can go somewhere else. Vertex input info, binding description, fix me, get this from vertex shader. Yeah, that's fine. Description, shader stages. Yeah. So all of this can just go straight in a pipeline. Say for shader pointer reference shader in shaders delete shader. There we go. That'll clean that up. And then I guess this can just be like create layout or something. Yeah. Like load shaders. That's probably better. Yeah, load shaders and just give it. I can do variable arguments, but I'll probably just do like a vector of strings. That's probably better. Yep. So let's go up here. Let's say void pipeline load shaders. And this takes a vector of strings, or should these be paths? Maybe, yeah, maybe I should just be doing file paths here. Standard file system path, const reference, shader paths, and then for file system path, shader path in shader paths, and this needs to be const reference, and this is just shaders pushback shader path. There we go. And then load shader. Do I want to split these up? No, like all this just kind of goes together. So that's fine. Pipeline name. Okay, yeah, I set that there. Yep, so load shaders. This goes in pipeline. I guess you can be protected. Here and load shaders, and I guess I can just construct this in place. Say vert path, frag path. There we go. And then this is just shader. So this is shader stages. So I probably need. So this shader stages, yeah, I don't know if I still need push constant ranges, but I know I need this. Well, I mean, this is just stage info. Yeah, pipeline info. Yeah, this is graphics pipeline create info. Okay, okay. So, yeah, I do want to keep track of shader stages. That's fine. Get there. Vector of VK shader stage. What is this? Just this thing here. And change it to underscore. There we go. Now that should all work. Okay. I can load the shaders like that. Get everything there. Great. Yeah, and so this also will handle the layout for me, so I don't have to worry about that. Subgroup size info. That's fine. Device. This is now this device. Or like this. Device Mac subgroup size Mac subgroup size. That's what it should be anyway. Subgroup size info. So the stage info. Okay. Pipeline stage info. Okay, so this is VK pipeline shader stage create info. Where does this thing come from again? Compute shader stage info. Okay. And so stage info is that. So this is like the compute shader stage info. Yeah. So let's go here. Let's say load. No. Load shaders compute path. There's that. And actually, I want to change all these to file system path. So yeah. This cannot rename symbol. Okay. Let's rename this stuff. Change this to be file system path, and then file system path. All right. And I also need to change it here. File system path. File system path. And here. Guess I could have just done string. Okay, whatever. Okay. And then go in here. Yeah, so I think I just changed string. Yep, just like this. Yeah, that's probably fine. That should get everything. There we go. That's slightly better. Now, so I did load shaders, and so stage info, pipeline info. This is compute pipeline info. So what am I doing for? Okay, so I like stage count, stages. Right, but that's for this graphics pipeline info. You don't have stage. No, yeah, because you have stages. Okay. Shader stage create info, and that's what this is, right? Shader stage create info. Yeah. So let's say shader stages dot just like a 0 basically. Stage info dot next. So I can just say pipeline info dot stage dot next. Pipeline info stage next. Yeah. There we go. Is subgroup size info, and I want to put this here. Pipeline layout is pipeline layout. Yep. Check results. result. Okay. And then I need to get the subgroup size from the device. Subgroup. Max subgroup size. Okay. So max subgroup. Okay, I don't have a getter for that. So yeah, I just need a getter for that. Wait, is this public? No, this is private. Okay, yeah. Let's call this what's this UN 32T const reference. Max subgroup size const return max subgroup size. There we go. Is this it for just creating the compute pipeline? Right, just load the shaders, get the stage, set that. This might be it. Vulkan pipeline. Yeah, I mean, compute pipeline was simple anyway. Yeah. Then why did I have a separate... So let me see this. So up here, like I have graphics pipeline, and then I have also graphics pipeline. So this is for descriptor buffer allocator in pipeline. So that's what if I want to set this. Okay, and then I have create, just so I don't yeah. So I don't have to copy everything. So what I'm actually doing with this, well, I'm passing this to the descriptor layout. Okay. So I do need this. Like, why does this constructor even exist? Like, when would I create a graphics pipeline without a descriptor buffer allocator? No, descriptor layout. Descriptor layout, descriptor buffer. Okay, I see. This is for specifically if I'm using descriptor buffers. But it can be null. So that's why there's all this extra complexity. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'll just... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. What did I just... Oh, man. What did I click? Oh, I hit caps lock and... Okay, there we go. Probably get rid of all these unused imports, but I'll clean up unused imports later. So, yeah, it's pipeline. So yeah, I guess I need to do the same thing for this for graphic, or for compute. Okay. Yeah, so that actually works with descriptor buffers. So let's go compute pipeline. So there's this one here. It's gonna go like create. Yeah, isn't there something virtual? Yeah, trying to do this with inheritance, but it'd just be a huge mess. Compute pipeline create, and this just needs to take the compute path actually. Yeah, and then this stuff here goes into create, right? And then so this is always compute path create or compute path, and then this one should also take a this thing. Yeah. Right? Yeah, like how this looks. Yeah, take this, put it here, and then, oh man, then take this and put it here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. No, that stays. There we go. That's right. Now I just need to set the headers for this stuff. So, compute pipeline. And create can just be private. There we go. And then you need type. There. So yeah. So I should be able to create compute pipelines now. So that's good. Now what I need to do this in the render graph? Yeah. So now I need like render graph compute paths. Yeah. And then so this compute path. So let me change. First thing to do, change this stuff around to be file system path. Okay. Graphics paths. Just these two. Okay. I think I did remove the swap chain dependency. Maybe I'm talking about this one. I'm not sure. Just leave that alone for now. That might be a to-do I forgot to remove. Yes, yeah. File system path, compute paths, right. And so I don't need any of this stuff here. What I want to do, push constants for auto shader. So this should be a shader pointer const reference shader, and shader dot is shader like that. Push constant's name, get the range, and then add the node for it. Yeah, great. And so actually this might be, and so I want to do this for the compute as well. I will probably abstract this out. Yeah, probably a bunch of stuff I abstract out. Anyway, compute paths. Yeah, it's like the same thing here. Bind pipeline. Yeah, all this stuff is basically the same, except instead of graphics pipeline, it's compute pipeline. Pipeline rendering info. No, I don't need that. So pipeline. So this is a compute pipeline. Pipeline, compute pipeline, and then this should be compute path, and this is compute path. There we go. And then if you use descriptor buffers, yeah, do this mess, and then set up the pipeline to bind sets. Yeah, I already have that comment. Bind pipeline, bind point. Yeah. Pipeline, bind point. Did I set this up right? Bind point. No, I need to set this. Yeah, and pipeline name as well. Everything else looks fine though. If you use descriptor buffers, yeah, that's specifically for this, but maybe I do need to set that for the vertex create info. Let's put this here. Bind point, get file name no ext, compute path. Move the shaders, and then, yeah, this. Yeah, that looks good. So now, go back to the render graph. I think that's all I need for the header then. So I put this right here. just the compute shader. Okay. Yep, and then tell it to bind. Is there anything else I need? Oh yeah, push constants. Yeah, if you use descriptor buffers, set all that up. Yeah, all this is like exactly the same. Descriptor layout, set offset, push constants. Yep. All of this stuff is the same. Yep. So maybe, yeah, because this is like shared pointer compute pipeline. Yeah, so it's going to need to be a template. It's kind of annoying. Well, no, because can't I do like whatever type coercion thing? Like I can turn it like void and then, yeah. I don't know if I can coerce it into like a regular pipeline and that would work and I don't deal with templates, but I'll just do templates to start with and then I'll figure things out later. So yeah, because all this is exactly the same. Yeah. So I just want to say like set up pipeline or something, right? And you just hand it some kind of pipeline and it will do all of this for you. Good. So let's say void render graph. Actually, this is going to be, this is a template, so I'll just do it right here for the moment. Then I can make it work. Shared pointer, let's just do graphics pipeline. I guess I'm going to overload it, but that's also pretty bad. Oh, yeah, render graph. Pipeline. Yeah, and so give me, yeah, I want to get this use descriptor bar stuff here. Yeah, so there's some kind of complicated templating and other things I can do to get this to work. But for the moment, let me just get it working with graphics pipeline and then compute pipeline, and then I can template things and make things way better. So add pipeline. Yeah, you have a graphics pipeline. We're going to call this pipeline. Yeah, so maybe I don't want to say graphics pipeline, right? I just want to say, I just want to give the arguments. I don't know. Yeah, just do it like this and assume that this stuff is already done. And so let me just copy and paste this at the very least. All of this stuff. Right, and this can just be create. Yeah, right. It says create pipeline. Pipeline's already created. It's definitely room for improvement. Or add pipeline, yeah. Right. Yeah, add pipeline, but all the rest of this should be exactly the same. Yes, graphics pipeline. Okay. Shaders. So yeah, this will need to be a template. Yeah, and so on top of that, yeah, like literally all of this is just that. It's just add pipeline. Oh yeah, yeah, and it'll add the node and everything, right? This is just for like the index buffer, vertex buffer nodes. So yeah, it's like anything extra you need to do. Yeah, so at the very least, I should be able to get rid of all this. Just say add pipeline, pipeline, right? And then I would need one of these for compute, but I can just make this a template. Yeah, so let's just do it here for the moment. Then I'll move it into the header in a second. Template type name T, and then can I say like the template type is a child of child class. Ensure type is child of class. Yeah, ensure inherits a class. Static assert is base of T. Okay. Use constraint. Okay. Yeah. And this is better. Requires is base of. Yeah, like this. Just move this to over here. Requires standard is base of V. And then it should be, yeah, just pipeline T. That should work. And then this just needs to go into the header file. Graph in here. So this is private, yeah. Space of pipeline. And get rid of that. So we'll go in one line now. At least put, man, how's this organizing? This is terrible. Include, why not have pipeline in here? I guess, yeah, I guess it makes sense. Pipeline. A bunch of missing stuff. Yeah, I'd almost like to put this in another file, but I don't think I can like define this multiple places. This is just like big. Doesn't really belong here, but it needs to be a template. So, yeah, descriptor manager. And then CMD, probably just some Vulkan thing. Yeah, Vulkan core. There we go. Really? That's not. CMD set descriptor buffer offsets to. It's the Vulkan core not getting that, so it's something else. Just do vulkan.hn. What's going on with that? Oh, right. This is. No. Yeah. This is from like device or something weird, right? Because it's one of those weird extension underscore things I have to load. So I think I just need to include device then. Clear identifier. Yeah, like I think these are coming from. Yeah, it's this weird stuff here. Load device address. These are like some crazy macros. Yeah, but this is where it defines it. And so where does that actually exist? Is it in common or something? Yeah, here it is. It's in common. Okay. So not device, but common. Yeah, I think I can replace that with like the Vulkan loader. That'll work better. But it's good enough for now. Okay, so add pipeline requires is base of. Is there any way I can like put this on one line? No, it does not like that. Put this on one line. That's even worse. Okay. Well, anyway, add pipeline. Yeah, all that looks fine. And so, what about this stuff? Yeah, all this stuff can go in there. Well, so now I need like variable arguments. Yes, because I have to actually create the pipeline. Right, that's kind of weird because like I have to pass the type anyway. Yeah, add pipeline. And this is like mostly fine. Yeah, like there's some duplication in between here and here, but I don't think it's really a big deal. Because I think this would just end up being like more complexity to actually get it working than to just put it here. Because then I have to deal with like what I have to like pass the compute pipeline type to add pipeline, and then I'd have to pass all the arguments to it, and then and then also like use descriptor buffers and stuff. Yeah. Um, this is fine. This is not that bad. So that's great. Let's make sure everything still works and compiles. Yeah. It's taking a while. Okay, compute pipeline, redefinition of class, pipeline. Right. I think it's because like this technically it's called compute pipeline. Then how did I get graphics pipeline to work? Undeclared. Oh, old graphics pipeline. Yeah. Call you old compute pipeline. I don't know how this got changed. Oh, there we go. And this is old compute pipeline. Okay, that might fix things. Other things are probably broken, but it's just how it is with maintaining two different code bases. I probably should have just put these, like, force them to be in completely different branches, whatever. It's a lesson for the future. Okay, that all works. Great. I don't know how, because there's stuff that reference. Yeah, there should be stuff that references this. Whatever, I don't care. I guess I'm not using it anywhere. Okay, so everything still works after messing around with all that stuff, right? So that's good. So now I can actually try to add the compute pipelines. Right, so I have this here. So then I want to go to renderer. Right, begin rendering. So before the graphics pass, so like, yes, there's shader base path, base shader name, yeah. So like right here, say RG compute pass. And what does this need to be? Compute path is base shader path, or no, it's shaders graphics. Oh yeah, now I need to actually make a folder for compute shaders, huh? Okay. New directory. Graphics compute. And then can I just like copy? So it's YF. Okay. So YF, and then how do I paste? Right. Yeah. YF. Oh, copy to. Okay. Compute. Yep. YF. Compute. YF. No. Delete. Okay, it's just D. YF. Compute. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So that's base shader path there. So let me just let's do this. Put this here and compute. There we go. Now let's say RG compute pass. So I think this is base shader path plus call frustum pass.com. Yeah, vert shader, frag shader. Okay, yeah, but this is fine here. Okay, so we do the frustum pass, then we do the reduce prefix sum pass, reduce prefix sum, and then the call draw pass. And now I need to define, oh, I need specialization constants. I need synchronization, and oh, and I need to fix up the vertex shader. Do I need to fix the vertex shader? Cold instance indices? No, I think that's fine. But I do need, yeah, like instead of putting stuff in cold instance, like right now I'm just dumping everything in here in cold instance indices. Now I need to change this to use regular instance indices. I think that's just up here somewhere. Yeah. Okay, push const. Actually, I don't need that anymore. That's good. Yeah, or right, like I'm doing push constants from here, I think, which might not be the best thing. Yeah, set push constant. Well, yeah, I might want to. Right, this is a size t, right? But if that's a const reference, then that's fine. Like I can just have it update every time. Or no, because that's like no, that won't work because that's like returning size of a vector or something. Yeah. This push constant is a little weird. Everything else I want to do within the render graph, right? And I want to put that that push constant update within the render graph. Okay. Right, so we got like compute pass. Right, so yeah. Okay. And so maybe I do want to do push constants by the file name. Might be better. Than trying to do it by like having a global trying to do like triangle frag here because like it's the same thing. It just makes it a little more automated so that I don't have to care about like what this thing is called here, like if this thing is constants, right? But then I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe just do it like this then, right? Because a lot of these are the same. Yeah, these are like exactly the same, and then but then we have different ones here. I should not call it constants. I should call it frustum constant or whatever, or frustum data. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, and so it has been a little over 3 hours. So I'm probably gonna take a bit of a break before we actually get this working. So what do I need to do? To do right here. I need specialization constants because that's how I'm handling like different yeah, like different subgroup sizes basically. Yep. I need these specialization constants. I need push constants in render graph, and then synchronization. And right now I'm going to do manual synchronization. Eventually I will have automatic synchronization, but that's a lot more complicated. And so I just want to get this working. Then I can do automatic synchronization, and I'll do that after I merge the rewrite. Okay. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Memory barrier, right? Like I have memory barriers in graphics pass, right? Or have I not even done any of these yet? No. Yeah, I guess I don't really need one. End rendering, yeah, pipeline barrier. Yeah, but I don't have just like straight up memory barriers other than yeah, like for transition image and stuff. But it's not like when it's built into the pipeline. So what I need is look at the render graph here. Is this where this stuff is? No, somewhere in here. I have start rendering push constant. Right, that's all the operations. But I'm trying to look at where I'm actually defining things. Yeah, where I'm actually defining it. Render graph builder, render ops. But where am I calling this stuff from? Is it just objects in here? Yeah. Okay, yeah, because this is where I'm setting up the render graph, right? So this is the old one, and like here I'm setting up all the buffers, right? So I can give it a name. I can give it, yeah, this is like some data I want to upload to it or something. And here's like a size if I don't give it some data to upload, something like that, right? But this is a little different now, right? Because I don't have like a fixed number of draws or a fixed number of indices. It's all variable. So anyway, yeah, and so like before I wasn't doing push constants well with reflection. So like I had to make structs for all the push constants. That was annoying. But all this is gone. Specialization constants, I'm not sure. I might have to still do structs like this. Maybe not, right? Because this is just a pointer anyway, so whatever. Let's see, timestamp. Yeah, so that's for query pool stuff. Yeah, so here's memory barrier. Run the shader with this group count, then memory barrier, then run this shader, memory barrier, another memory barrier, then set this buffer, yep, then more memory barriers, then actually call the draws, then another memory barrier, and then do the compute pass. Yep. Oh, that's interesting. I've got like shader. I'm just doing like one is compute, two is graphics. Yeah, maybe. But I guess I'd rather just be more explicit about it. Just say compute pass, graphics pass, whatever. Okay. So I think this is a pretty good place to stop for now. I will be back in an hour to an hour and a half, something like that. Um, yeah, I don't think anyone's watching anyway. Oh, I have one person watching, but yeah, I'll be back in like an hour to an hour and a half. So I'll see you.